Hello everybody, my name is Michael Jackson Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on Nets. Leave a positive like and comment or two. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're always putting new work there, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget to do that. And we're going to jump right into this one. And this video is called, Will Bitcoin Dominate the World? And I love titles like this. It's definitely a clickbait kind of thing, but it's important for us to acknowledge that the trajectory that Bitcoin is going, the growth that is going, it definitely has all the potential in the world to change the world and to change how the way we live. So the answer to that question, in my opinion, the answer is yes. Because we will get to a time where major corporations, most banks, most countries, and a majority of people, even if they cannot even own a whole percent of a Bitcoin, a whole coin of Bitcoin, but they're going to hold some kind of percentage of a Bitcoin. We will get to a majority of time when all those things are in sync. And there's no doubt that Bitcoin dominance in our personal lives will continue to happen. It will become an inevitability, in my opinion. So let's look at the first two things, right? As far as the banks getting in via the ETFs. Now, they're going to get into also, they're going to have their own Bitcoin treasuries. Like I said, they're going to slow walk it. They're going to wait. They still want to get good deals on Bitcoin. So I have to be wary of the banks. I'm always wary of the banks. I don't trust them. But definitely in the ETFs, they hold majority shares of Bitcoin in their ETFs. And then we have companies, right? Corporations, financial institutions, big giants, BlackRock, Tesla, MicroStrategies, right? We also have GameStop just got into the race. We got Trump media companies. All these companies are holding Bitcoin reserves, Bitcoin treasuries, right? And then we have on a state level, with different states are also starting to invest, starting to open their own Bitcoin reserves and Bitcoin treasuries. And you're going to have other countries. We already have other countries, right? We have El Salvador that's been doing this for a while now. And we're going to have other countries in Europe, other countries in Asia, countries worldwide that continue to keep this going, keep the adoption going, because they don't want to miss out on the Bitcoin's arms race, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it all comes down to. It all comes down to control and power. And you don't want to be the one that has less power than anybody else. I mean, we're all human beings. That's what we've been doing for hundreds of thousands of years. So it just makes common sense to me, right? That everybody would want to get into the arms race. Nobody don't want to be at a disadvantage when it comes to Bitcoin. So we continue to see the arms race, and as time goes on, there's no doubt that the dominance of Bitcoin is going to be quite apparent to everyone. And that's just the way that things are going to be in the future. So I'm looking forward towards a future that's dominated by Bitcoin. That's just me personally. But, let me know what you guys think. So I'm going to wrap it on that one. I think that we're definitely going headed in the right direction. And I absolutely believe that Bitcoin will dominate the world in our lifetimes. And I will be glad to see it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And I see you on the next one, my friends. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Jackson Jr. We're back with another Bitcoin video and a new Bitcoin video. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and leave a positive comment if you feel like it. So we're going to jump right into this one. This one is about GameStop. GameStop adopted Bitcoin, GameStop buying Bitcoin. To me, this was a huge story a few weeks ago. It didn't get enough coverage because everything that's happening with the tariffs and the trade and just everything. Like I said, the news cycle, ladies and gentlemen, on a 24-hour basis is crazy. You can have a story big as this one, and then the next day, nobody talks about it because something else big is happening. So I feel like this needs a video. This needs some proper attention. So that's why we're going to get into it today. So GameStop, man, everybody knows what GameStop is, right? The big video game store, the retailer. Everybody used to, when I was a kid, everybody used to went there. Like, we played free video games, we shopped. We got most of our games from there, right? So GameStop announced that they're going to reveal a $512 million Bitcoin treasury, a Bitcoin reserve. And that's, quite frankly, that's happening all over corporate America. It's happening all over businesses right now. It seems like it's the biggest thing to do is to invest in a Bitcoin reserve, a Bitcoin treasury. So this is just another sign of Bitcoin dominance and another sign of Bitcoin adoption, in my opinion. So there's no doubt this is a great business plan by GameStop. This is definitely going to help their bottom line in the long term. And they're joining the Bitcoin's arms race. Like many companies, like MicroStrategies, that's Michael Saylor's company. like Tesla and etc. So, I mean, this is a good business plan. This is a good way to go about it if you're trying to go forward in the 21st century, in this, definitely in this country, in this Bitcoin arms race. I mean, if you want to stay competitive, you can't just make a good product. You also have to be on a winning side. And there's no doubt, ladies and gentlemen, that Bitcoin is winning. So I have no doubt as time goes on, GameStop is going to benefit from this. They're going to grow from this. But we just have to watch it play out. I like watching things play out. It's a great business move by them. Obviously, I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them to succeed. But we have to wait and see how it plays out in the long haul. But they should do pretty well, in my opinion. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. But I just feel like this needed attention. GameStop buys 512 million worth of Bitcoin to start their own reserve. And that's big news, in my opinion. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I see you on the next one. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Hassan Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on that. Leave a positive like, a comment or two, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Always new content coming there, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And we're back with another new video, another important video. Quite frankly, this video probably should have been made a couple weeks ago, but you know how the news cycles are. So we're going to jump right into this one. This one's called Donald Trump Adoption of Bitcoin. And when I mean the president has been adopting Bitcoin personally, he's been adopting it personally by his companies, by his family, by his media entity, Truth Social, whatever it may be that the president is involved in. He's definitely diving in with both of his hands into Bitcoin, into crypto as a whole, in my opinion. There's no doubt that Truth Social, his ETF, is only a matter of time before it be approved. And there's no doubt that the president, his families, his companies, they all became Bitcoin Massings. You know, they're definitely Maximus with the Bitcoin and with the crypto now. That's definitely a good thing, I feel. You know, him diving into this industry, him having a vested interest in the industry, I think is good as an overall for the Bitcoin community, in my opinion. So Trump Media Company, right, just announced a few weeks ago that they're going to be building a Bitcoin treasury, kind of like a reserve, like most companies are doing. But I mean, this is a multi-billion-dollar reserve, I might add. So this is definitely bullishness. This is definitely good news. This is good for adoption. It's good for the community, and we all know it's good for the president himself. So this is definitely a positive step in the right direction, in my opinion. And there's no doubt that he would benefit, his family would benefit, his companies are going to benefit from the rise of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, in my opinion, is unstoppable at this point. Everybody knows it. Everybody is trying to position themselves in the right areas to get as much as they can, you know. And it seems like that there's definitely a dominant persuasion. There's definitely a dominant knowing that there's an arms race that's going on. And people, the more powerful people are, the more likely that they're going to want to get it in Bitcoin, in my opinion. So that's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. There's no doubt that the United States, the U.S., is becoming the Bitcoin capital of the world, the crypto capital of the world. That's the president's dream. That's what he wants to do. And he's well on his way of achieving that. But we still have to be vigilant. We have to continue to hold his feet to the fire. We still have to be vigilant and make sure that, you know, he's going to stay on message. He's going to do exactly what he says he's going to do. And he's pretty strong at keeping his promises. So I have no doubt we're going to get there. But still, trust but verify, ladies and gentlemen. Always trust but verify. So thank you for watching, and I see you on the next one, my friends. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Hassan Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on that. Leave a positive like, a comment or two. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Always content coming there, so check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to get right back into this video. And this video is about Russia adoption of Bitcoin and other stable coins. And this is really good news for the Bitcoin adoption, Bitcoin community. You know, regardless how you feel about the Russian-Ukrainian war, I'm not here to talk about that. You know, that's geopolitical politics and stuff like that. And this channel is all about Bitcoin. So while I'm going to talk about Bitcoin in this video, I'm going to talk about Russian companies that are using Bitcoin to make oil and trade purchases, and using stable coins as well to make oil and trade purchases. And that's a big step up in my opinion. So they're definitely using Bitcoin and stable coins to buy from India and buy from China, mostly oil. But this is, like I said, it's a positive thing, it's a good thing. And they're mostly doing this because the international sanctions that the US and the EU have brought on Russia for the Ukrainian war. So it's kind of out of necessity, you know. If they were still part of the international financial markets, maybe they would not be doing this. But either way, a win is a win in my opinion for Bitcoin. You know, this is definitely part in the formula of what you've been seeing in Bitcoin that's been kind of doing new all-time highs. Definitely the trade stuff with China and US had a big part of that. But this is also a part of the equation, in my opinion. You're continuously seeing adoption of Bitcoin worldwide. Bitcoin is continuing to get used, it's continuing to be adopted, it's continuing to be invested, it's continuing to be bought. And all these things that are happening are positive for the Bitcoin community, it's positive for the market, in my opinion. This is definitely positive news, in my opinion. But I'm definitely going to look to see, because the Ukrainian war is going to end sooner rather than later, hopefully. But it will end. And once it ends, we're going to see if what's going to happen with the sanctions with Russia and the international community. And we're going to see if Russia is going to continue to keep using Bitcoin and stable coins as they are doing right now. But either way, in the short term, this is a win for Bitcoin. It's definitely something we should celebrate. It's definitely something that is good for adoption. It's good for all around. So that's why I'm making a video about it, ladies and gentlemen. But I definitely keep you guys updated. But Russian companies by the tens of millions of dollars a month are using Bitcoin. And in my opinion, that is a positive thing. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one, my friends. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Hassan Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. As always, don't you forget to follow me here on Nets, leave a positive like and comment or two, subscribe to my YouTube channel, check it out ladies and gentlemen. Always up to date, new Bitcoin videos coming at you. So don't forget to check it out ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to jump right into this one. And I should have made this video a couple months ago, but I finally got into it. And I'm going to make it now. And this one is about terrorists and Bitcoin. And the absolutely fundamental truth about Bitcoin is you can't terror it. You cannot terror Bitcoin. And that's the title of this video, ladies and gentlemen. In an environment where we have countries like the US, China, the European Union, Mexico, and Canada, they continue to keep going back and forth, and some deals will get resolved, some probably won't. But in an environment where these countries are fighting on percentages of tariffs and products, one thing that you cannot terror is Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin cannot be terrored because no one controls Bitcoin. It is sovereign. Even though BlackRock owns the most of it, but they cannot control Bitcoin. They cannot produce more Bitcoin. They cannot tell how the miners do their business. They don't have no control over that at all. So in trade wars, usually countries could terror every product of value that we have on earth, but they can't do it with Bitcoin. And that's the beauty of Bitcoin, in my opinion. We know that foreign nations like Russia are using Bitcoin and other stable coins to purchase oil shipments, oil and trade, and etc. So I imagine in a trade dispute or a trade war, the last thing that these countries that are opposed to the U.S. is want to do is use the dollar. So that's where Bitcoin comes in as a perfect alternative, in my opinion, that you can use for these kind of disputes. So you look at everything, the value today, ladies and gentlemen. Technology companies, technology stocks, the stock market, Wall Street, everything that are precious metals, everything that is made on earth, these things are all subject to tariffs in the trade war. The geopolitical risk for these things and the backlash due to these trade disputes is huge. It's so huge and it's so concerning. Bitcoin is definitely free from all these risks, in my opinion. It's definitely continuing to grow day by day with all the adoption news that we are getting and receiving. And in a world full of uncertainty, that's definitely, we know for sure that China cannot terror Bitcoin, the US cannot terror Bitcoin, the EU cannot terror Bitcoin. That is a massive plus, in my opinion. That is a massive token in the hat of Bitcoin, in my opinion. So to wrap this video up, no one, ladies and gentlemen, I mean no one can terror Bitcoin or control Bitcoin. And that is powerful and is a massive plus. Thank you guys for watching, and I see you on the next one, my friends. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Hassan Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here and next. Leave a positive like, a comment or two, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. Always new content coming there, so don't forget to check it out. And we're gonna jump right into this video. This video is called BlackRock Bitcoin Accumulation Video. And it's no secret over the last month or so that BlackRock has just been accumulating Bitcoin at a record pace. It's obvious over the last 2 to 3 months that there's been disruptions in the market. You know, there's been a lot of fear due to the trade stuff, due to inflation, due to stuff like that. A lot of uncertainty, and it panicked a lot of people. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know anything about me, I always said the same thing. And I say markets are emotional because people are emotional. So these guys at BlackRock, they know that. And they just sit it out. They just wait out the panic. They wait out the emotion, and they end up doing very well at the other end. So over the last month, it looks like they bought over 25 million Bitcoins from Coinbase Prime. And total, as we speak today, they have over $50 billion worth in Bitcoin in their ETFs and etc. So it looks like that they're definitely winning the arms race, as I like to call. They're definitely winning when most people do when the markets get scared, they panic, they sell, they fall into the emotion, and they just sell their Bitcoin way less than what they got it for, or they just get out of it. And these guys always on the back end end up doing very well, like I said previously. Buying Bitcoin at a discount is always a good deal. And these guys definitely mastered the art of that. They're definitely winning the arms race when everybody's jumping in, from banks to financial institutions to either local cities and city councils and states. They're all trying to get Bitcoin, reserves going. And, this is definitely a bona fide arms race at this point, ladies and gentlemen. And the arms race is so strong because these companies and these corporations and even these countries, they know Bitcoin is valuable. They know that there's going to be a massive arms race at the end. Whoever has the most is going to have the most control, have the most power in my position. These companies are going to do extremely well. And on the back end, they're going to be extremely wealthy. They're going to do extremely well. They're going to make so much profits, we're just not going to be able to see it. We're not going to be able to believe it, actually. Bitcoin is only going to get stronger. In my opinion, that's why BlackRock is continuing to accumulate at such high record levels. They're going to continue to keep doing it. And it works any wiser, any smarter for the better. Not financial advice, just my opinion. If we follow BlackRock's lead, then we should also do pretty well. So I'm ending on that note. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching, and I see you on the next one, my friends. Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Hassan Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on next. Leave a positive like, a comment or two. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Always new content coming there real soon, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And before I jump into this video, I just want to wish everybody a happy Bitcoin Pizza Day. If you're not aware of our tradition, 15 years ago, a guy in Florida, I think, spent 10,000 Bitcoins to buy 2 large pepperoni Papa John pizzas. And ever since then, we just celebrate it as a tradition, as a holiday. So I got my pizza today. It was a large pepperoni from Pizza Hut, and I'm going to eat it after, I finish this video. But celebrate the tradition, celebrate all the fun things that come with this community. So let's, happy Bitcoin Pizza Day. Let's get that out the way. Now we can jump into this video. Bitcoin new all-time high video. Bitcoin reached a new all-time high. I believe it just got over 111K. Over a few days ago it was 108, and then 109, and then 110. Now 111. So this rise, this pump is not a surprise to me. It's not a mystery to me. I always said that Bitcoin was always in a bull run. It was always, the fundamentals always look good. The adoption never stopped. The hodling never stopped. The FOMO never stopped. Every day you hear Bitcoin reserve storages that was going up in some new state or some new country. So the adoption never stopped, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin continued to keep growing. The only thing that was the problem was the emotion in the market. Everybody got scared. They got freaked out because of the trade war, because of the tariffs, because the U.S. and China, pinning big tariffs on each other. And once that got sorted out, once they reached the agreement, and if you haven't watched that video, I made a video about that, so don't forget to check that out also. But once they reached the agreement or some kind of an understanding, you start seeing the money start flowing back into it. So never forget this, ladies and gentlemen. The market is always 95% emotion when it all comes down. Because Bitcoin, it never changed. Bitcoin always been the same in my opinion. Everything, the adoption, all the positive things, all the momentum that's happening, all the ETFs and the institutional investments inside Bitcoin, that never went away. The only thing that was the trouble was just the emotion and the panic in the market. Panic about the trade and stuff like that. So Bitcoin is doing what it's always been doing in my opinion. So this is a bullish day in my opinion. We should celebrate it. Whenever Bitcoin hit a new all-time high, I'm always happy. I'm always celebrating. I'm always enjoying it. I'm eating my pizza. I'm having a good day, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget to, spread that along. If you guys waited a long time for this, enjoy this moment as well. We always been through the downside and all the negative things that's been happening over the last 3 months. When something good happens, you should always celebrate it, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm in there. Thank you guys for watching, and I see you on the next one, my friends. Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Hassan Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on Nets. Leave a positive like, a comment or two. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Always new content coming there real soon. New content coming here on Nets, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to jump right into this one. This one is about the China and United States trade agreement. So I wanted to do my due diligence on this one because when this broke over on Mother's Day, I wanted to take a couple of days to do the research, see what's actually in this deal. And practically what I came up with was this was a 90-day pause. It's definitely a pause, no reciprocatory tariffs on the United States, no reciprocatory tariffs on China. So it's practically a clean slate. They're having a clean slate so they can negotiate a broader trade deal. That's going to affect us, it's going to affect China, it's going to affect practically the global economy. Because whether we like it or not, everything's global at this point. So overall, this is positive news, I think. I mean, this is definitely news that the Bitcoin market, in my opinion, the Bitcoin community wanted to hear. And I've been receiving a lot of comments on my videos. A lot of people have been saying, but Michael, how does this affect the Bitcoin economy? How does trade tariffs and stuff like that affects the Bitcoin market? And practically the answer to that is that everything affects. If everything's in a global market, it affects everything. Bitcoin is so mainstream now. And it wasn't like this 3 years ago. It wasn't like this 4 years. It wasn't even like this 2 years ago. But Bitcoin is so mainstream now. We have Wall Street fat cats got their hands all up in Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. ETFs, Bitcoin strategic reserves, companies holding Bitcoin on their balance sheets, companies investing in Bitcoin, just in companies, whether it's mining or whether some other things. Wall Street, finance, big corporations, big banks, they have their hands all up in Bitcoin. And it's good because we all like high prices, right? We all like Bitcoin going to the moon. We all like when Michael Saylor said it's going to reach $1 million or so. We all like that. But we don't like the fat cats that come in here and they have so much control over Bitcoin. And when they get scared and when they panic sell, we all feel it. That's just real truth reality, ladies and gentlemen. We're all going to feel it. So that's why it's extremely important that these things get done because everything is connected at this point. We think that crypto and Bitcoin is external, is separated from that, but the guys who also have large amounts of capital inside Bitcoin, large amount of assets and money inside crypto, they have money in stock market, they have money in bonds, they have money in gold, they have money all over the place. So it's all connected, ladies and gentlemen. And this is definitely bullish news. I want to keep this one short and sweet. I'm going to keep you guys updated. So thank you guys for watching, and I see you on the next one, my friends. Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Hassan Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on Nets. Leave a positive like, a comment or two, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We've been doing big things on there, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I had to get back on cam real quick. You know, this is a spur of the moment video. But everything that's happening right now, I feel like I need to make a video on it. So are we entering a new Bitcoin bull market? That's the title of this video. So the bullishness never really stopped for Bitcoin. You know, all the other stuff, all the external stuff that has nothing to do with Bitcoin, quite frankly, has been keeping the price pretty steady, even keeping the price where it's at the current moment. But once these concerns are all gone away, I always said you're going to see Bitcoin kind of go up to, you know, kind of the moon, because every day we are getting adoption news that should pump Bitcoin to the stratosphere. We should. I mean, we just had the other day on Warren Buffett, the number one Bitcoin, you know, hater, bear, whatever you want to call him. He despised Bitcoin. The man is about 96, 97 years old. All his life, ever since Bitcoin was created, he has done nothing but just fud Bitcoin. He shamed Bitcoin. But just a few days ago, he came out and saying that with his company, he is going to invest nearly $100 billion into Bitcoin. Ladies and gentlemen, if that does not tell you how powerful Bitcoin is, that does not tell you the upside of Bitcoin, that Warren Buffett, the number one, I don't want to say enemy, but the number one hater of Bitcoin, is jumping into the arms race, that should let you know how valuable Bitcoin is. This is an arms race, ladies and gentlemen. This is an international arms race. And everybody, I mean everybody, wants to get their hands on Bitcoin. That cannot be disputed at this point. We have trade resolutions that are happening, right? UK and United States making a trade deal. A few days ago, it was United States and India. And I'm pretty sure going down the line, you're going to have all these countries, from Mexico to China to the EU, if that didn't already happen already. But I think it probably did happen already. But if it didn't, you're going to have all these countries, including China at some point. These trade agreements are going to get done. The kind of the uncertainty is going to be out the window. Wall Street is going to get back to business. Money is going to be back flowing into these markets, and that including Bitcoin. So yes, in my opinion, we could be starting a new Bitcoin bull market, because the fear is kind of gone, the uncertainty is gone, and we are kind of starting to move in the right direction, as we should have. But the trade disputes, it kind of stopped Bitcoin in its tracks. With the trade disputes getting solved, we should continue our, you know, our upward climb. We should go back to exactly where we were. So current moment, we just passed the 100K mark, and I expect that to continue going. So thank you guys. I just wanted to give my thoughts on this. We're definitely heading in the right direction. And you guys like this video, follow me here on that, and I see you on the next one, my friends. Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Astor Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on Nets. Leave a positive like and comment or two. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Good content we've been doing there recently, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And also, I want to wish everybody a happy Easter, happy Passover, or whatnot. I hope you have enough time and spend and enjoy with your family over this weekend. But we're going to jump right into this video, and this video is called Tariffs and the Price of Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has been growing like crazy. The adoption never stopped. The Bitcoin reserves never stopped. Everywhere from institutional to Wall Street to government agencies, all seem to continue to keep FOMO into Bitcoin. So the demand for Bitcoin hasn't really stopped. But the only thing that's kind of holding us back right now is this big trade war that we're in. The U.S. and Canada, the U.S. and Mexico, the U.S. and the European Union, and now the U.S. and China. And this shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, because President Trump, he wants to do what's right for the American worker. He wants to have this trade balances, you know, rectified. He wants fair trade, you know. I'm not going to say free trade, but he wants fair trade. He wants reciprocal trade. And, you know, this is what he ran on. So we can't be surprised about anything that's happening. I think a lot of fat cats on Wall Street, they gave him a lot of money. They donated to him thinking that he wasn't going to do this. And one thing I always say about President Trump, believe the man, you know, when he says what he's going to do. Because, you know, 9 times out of 10, he tends to do it. So when he was running during the campaign, he said that he was going to go and fight China and Mexico and renegotiate these trade deals. I believed him. There's no doubt I did. But that definitely spooked the markets. And as everything, in this global economy, everything's correlated. Most things are correlated. You're starting to see Bitcoin break away from the correlation because most of the Wall Street fat cats had kind of sold out and got rid of their Bitcoin and whatnot. So you're starting to see a little different coordination. And Bitcoin has been holding steady. It's been holding steady between that 85K to 82K mark. So I'm bullish about that. So once this trade uncertainty, get done, and maybe 30 days, maybe 60 days, maybe 90 days, however long it's going to take, because these fat cats are not going to continue losing hundreds of billions of dollars. So I'm confident that the trade war will come to an end within months. But once it gets rectified, Bitcoin will continue its upward, potential. It will continue to grow. It will continue to hit marks that it probably should have if it wasn't for the trade disputes. So I am bullish than ever, and I see that the community is still bullish than ever. Bitcoin is going to continue to keep building, and that's what I'm seeing. That's a plus. That's a positive. So community, hang in there. Everything's good. You don't have to get worried and get crazy. Everything looks good in my opinion. So thank you guys for watching, and I see you on the next one, my friends. Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Ashton Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on X. Leave a positive like and comment or two. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Major content coming there real soon, ladies and gentlemen, so don't forget to check it out. And we're doing these videos back again. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I have been going through it. I have been out for the last 2-3 weeks with a severe flu. And everybody's under the weather out here. So it's definitely I feel a lot better now. I'm definitely getting back on the content. I got all your messages, all your things, how you guys miss my videos. So we're doing it again, and we're back at it, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to let a cold or flu stop us any longer. So let's jump into this one. Big banks are hotter than Bitcoin. So we got big banks that are definitely getting in the custodial business. Their custody of Bitcoin, custody of crypto assets. They're jumping into this lane. And this is something that they could not do under the previous administration because they have restrictions. Now President Trump come in, he reduced all those restrictions. He letting everybody who wants to, and who is able to hodl Bitcoin and hodl crypto assets. That's why I say we are in the golden age of Bitcoin. We're definitely in the golden age of Bitcoin because we have allies in government. We have allies in the White House. We have allies in the Treasury. We have allies in the SEC now. We never had that in Bitcoin's existence. We never had that. But now we have that. So we're definitely in a bullish time right now, ladies and gentlemen. So I imagine you're going to see the whole range of things. You're going to see big banks competing with crypto exchanges like Coinbase and Binance. You're definitely going to see that. We already know that's coming. I think JP Morgan and BlackRock, they're combining to do some kind of exchanges coming close in the future. And then you're going to have other situations where big banks are going to hold Bitcoin, hold other crypto to their balance sheets, kind of like MicroStrategies and kind of like Tesla. So we have the whole range of things that's happening with the big banks. They're jumping into the arms race, ladies and gentlemen. Big banks are competing. They're competing against nations. They're competing against BlackRock. They're competing against MicroStrategies. They are competing for Bitcoin. And this is what I've been preaching for the last 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been watching my videos, there's an arms race for Bitcoin that's happening. And everybody knows how valuable it is. Everybody's waking up. Everybody is holding it as much as they can. So the banks, State Street, I believe, and Citibank are those two banks that are jumping into it. And they're not going to be the only ones. They're going to be all of them. JP Morgan, Bank of America. We already know BlackRock is in there. They're not a bank, but they might as well be because they control everything. And just all whole range. Wells Fargo, whole other banks are going to jump into this. This is a arms race. And these industries, these big banks are definitely going to get into it. They're going to get into Bitcoin. They're going to get into crypto. No matter what it is, whether it's SRP, whether it's Solana, whether it's whatever, they are getting into everything, ladies and gentlemen. So let's keep an eye on it, and I'm gonna keep you guys updated on this. But this is definitely a bullish time for Bitcoin and a bullish time for the whole Bitcoin community, even the crypto community. It's just a bullish time right now. So thank you guys for watching, and I see you on the next one, my friends. And I keep you updated. So don't forget to check me out in the future and check these videos out in the future. But thank you for watching. I see you on the next one. my friends. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Hassan Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on the net. Leave a positive like, a comment or two. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We dropped new content there earlier this week, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with this Bitcoin video, and this one is called Trump Crypto Summit. So on Friday, the President Trump, the White House, hosted the first ever crypto summit. And obviously, this is what I've been saying for years, that this is something that I support. This is something that we needed to happen. We need to have voices inside the government that's making policy, that knows what the hell is going on. So I'm all for this every day of the week. And this is definitely another bullish event in my opinion, because we're having people, like I said, who are experts, people who know the industry, people who are giving great advice to not only President Trump, but his whole administration. So this is definitely a plus. The crypto summit, to my acknowledgement, was a success. A lot of good things came out of it, and I'm going to talk to you about it right now. So the most important words from this summit was President Trump saying that the federal government will find other ways to accumulate Bitcoin. So it's just not going to be a Bitcoin strategic reserve with all the Bitcoin that it sees already. They're always going to be accumulated Bitcoin. President Trump has said he's going to make the U.S. the Bitcoin superpower of the world, the Bitcoin, the crypto superpower of the world. So that lets me know right now that even though a couple of days ago they did not say that outright when they first announced it, when they first signed the executive order, that the federal government and its agencies will always be accumulating Bitcoin. They may not always announce it. They may not make a big hoolah out of it, because once that happens, Bitcoin price goes up through the roof. It spikes. Any bullish momentum pushes Bitcoin price to the max. And if you're the federal government, you're trying to get Bitcoin at good deals, you don't want to announce what you're going to do like that. So I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, just look at it from the long game perspective. This is a long game. This is not a sprint anymore. This is a marathon. So we have to be receptive towards that. Also, another thing that's been on my mind is just thinking about how far have we come, ladies and gentlemen. From 7 to 6 years ago being called a scam, Bitcoin was a scam, Bitcoin was a tool for criminals, till the President of the United States created a Bitcoin strategic reserve. Think about that. To the President of the United States hosting Bitcoin and hosting crypto in the White House, promising, laying out guidelines for the industry, accumulating Bitcoin. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. We come a long way, and the whole world is talking about Bitcoin, and we could have been more happier for it. I'm extremely happy for it. This is something special, ladies and gentlemen, that's happening before our eyes. And I just think that we just have to appreciate it. You know, we get caught up in price. We all want to make money. We all want the price to pump. But look at it from that perspective. From the Biden administration literally oppressing the industry. Gary Gensler, we know what he did. Okay? So think about all that's happening right now. This is definitely a golden age of Bitcoin. We have to enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. And there's going to be factors that happen, whether it's tariffs or inflation or a stock market going up and down, that's going to affect Bitcoin's momentum. We have to be understanding of that. But we also have to know that we are in a bullish time, and we need to appreciate that too. And there's only a matter of time before we're going to get those prices that we're all looking for. So I keep you guys updated. Thank you guys for watching, and I see you on the next one, my friends. Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Hassan Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on that. Leave a positive like, a comment or two, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I dropped some new content there earlier this week, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. This is a video that I have been waiting to make, and there's no doubt, ladies and gentlemen, that we have liftoff. Donald Trump has finally created a Bitcoin strategic reserve, and that's the name of this video. This is a game changer. This is a very important milestone in the 16 years of Bitcoin existing. There's no doubt about that. This is a very extremely bullish event that happened a couple of days ago. And, you know, watching the markets over the last couple of days, it's been, you know, let's be honest, it's been a little bit of a letdown. A lot of people in the Bitcoin community are definitely let down. They first of all they wanted President Trump not only to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve, but they wanted him to create it in a different fashion than the way that he's doing it right now. They wanted the federal government to buy a whole bunch of Bitcoin all at once. They wanted the federal agencies to accumulate as much Bitcoin as they want. So that way, the price would just skyrocket. We would instantaneously get to that 500K mark within a few days or a few weeks. And that's what it seems like most of the people in the community are upset about. Because when President Trump created his Bitcoin strategic reserve, they're doing it with existing Bitcoin that the federal government already seized. And it turned a lot of people off. It made a lot of people upset. There's a lot of bad things that was being said about the president over the last couple of days. That due to that crypto summit last night, he clarified a lot of things. And I just want to tell everybody just to calm down and slow down, because there's a lot of things that meet the eye that we not be aware of so far. So I would say, just my opinion, not financial advice, that this is only the beginning. And there's no doubt in my mind that the federal government, whether it's the U.S. Treasury, the Federal Reserve, or any other entities that's connected to different federal agencies, they will purchase Bitcoin. They will acquire Bitcoin. President Trump said in the crypto summit that the federal government will look for other ways to get Bitcoin other than just seizing it. Now that tells me likely that they are going to purchase Bitcoin. Now, the reason why they probably didn't announce it a couple of days ago in that manner, just that way, that the federal government is going to purchase Bitcoin, because let's be honest, this is a Bitcoin's arms race. Everybody wants Bitcoin. Bitcoin is valuable. And I guarantee you, Trump is a very smart businessman. Nobody wants to pay Bitcoin when it's at 500K, when it's nearly $1 million asset. Big banks like but big banks like Chase, big banks like Wells Fargo, and other banks, they want to give Bitcoin at a discount. BlackRock, big financial institution, they want to get it at a discount. So, in my opinion, Donald Trump knows that this is competition. He knows that there's an arms race. He wants the federal government to get Bitcoin also very cheaply. So you don't put all your cards on the table like that. In my opinion, announce it. So we have to be honest and strategic about this, ladies and gentlemen. They're probably not going to announce that straight out, because they're probably not going to get as much Bitcoin as they want if they announce that, because the price is going to skyrocket it. Never forget that everybody wants to get Bitcoin at a discount, including the federal government, the big banks, BlackRock, Wall Street, even retail investors. We all want Bitcoin at a discount because we know how valuable it is. So we cannot underestimate that part of this. So this is bullish for Bitcoin no matter what the market does. We are in a Bitcoin golden age. We are definitely in a season of bullishness. And it's only a matter of time before we hit those numbers that we're all looking for, my friends. So thank you guys for watching. And I see you on the next one, my friends. Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Astor Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me on that. Leave a positive like and comment or two. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. New content coming there, so don't forget to check it out. And we're back with another video. Will Bitcoin hit the 500K mark? And we're coming out with this content because a couple of days ago, actually a few days ago, this company, Standard Charter, released a report saying that by the end of President Trump's second term, that Bitcoin will hit 500K mark, in that range. I had no reason to doubt this company. Like I said, this is what they do for a living. Sovereign wealth funds, pension funds, investments, stuff like that. They got their hands all in the ETFs also. So I have no reason to doubt this company. But I just feel, in my opinion, my humble opinion, ladies and gentlemen, that it's going to be a lot sooner. I think if everything continues to keep happening like it has been happening, within 2 years we'll probably hit that number. And I'm staking it off the arms rates. I'm staking it off the Bitcoin strategic reserves. I'm staking it off all the adoption that's happening all around you. Every single day we have some news or some kind of adoption all around the world. So if this continues to happen, most likely than not, we're going to get there a lot sooner, way sooner by the end, before President Trump's second term is over, in my opinion. And for you people who know me, you guys know I am a Bitcoin bull. There's nobody that's out there probably more bullish than I am. Probably Michael Saylor is the only one that's probably more bullish than I am. But, we have to also be realistic. And this is a lot of things, a lot of people do not want to hear. And I'm gonna make you guys listen to it this time, though. You have to hear it because markets are emotional, ladies and gentlemen. Markets are emotional because people are emotional. I don't care how many advanced trading, AI trading bots that are doing this stuff for these companies. When it comes to money, when it comes to assets, when it comes to value, people just tend to get emotional. So any little thing that can scare people. What I'm thinking about is interest rates, change in interest rates, tariffs, inflation going back up. These things will stop a bullish momentum just because of the fear, of the uncertainty and the doubt. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, markets are emotional. So we got to keep close eye for that. But barring that, with all the institutional adoption, with all the investment, with all the ETFs, with all the big banks finally hollering Bitcoin, we're definitely going to get to that number. So my answer to that question, will Bitcoin hit 500K? Yes, it will hit 500K, in my humble opinion. But the time frame. Standard Charter said by the end of President Trump's second term. I believe a lot sooner. But no matter if it's within 2 years or within 4 years, we will definitely get there, ladies and gentlemen. Because this is the age of Bitcoin. We are in the golden age of Bitcoin. And we can never forget that. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this. And I see you on the next one. Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Aston Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on Nets. Leave a positive like, a comment or two. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. New content coming there really soon, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And we are back with another fun and another decent Bitcoin video. I imagine you guys are going to like this one a lot. And this one's called Will the U.S. Create a Strategic Bitcoin Reserve video. This is what everybody's thinking about. I know a couple of weeks ago, Trump, his crypto czar, I can't remember the guy's name, but his crypto czar said that he's looking into it. We know President Trump said that he's going to make the U.S. the crypto capital and the AI capital of the world. So we know the bullish speak. That's definitely a bullish speak. Definitely a golden age in the air right now when it comes to Bitcoin. Definitely the adoption, the FOMO that's happening all around us. And we have specific states like Montana, states like Texas, Florida, Massachusetts, other states in the union that are definitely looking into Bitcoin strategic reserve because they know this is an arms race. And they know they want to get as much Bitcoin as possible, ladies and gentlemen. So in my opinion, like I said, I have no doubt that one will be created. I don't know when though. I really don't know when. Most likely, it could be later this year. It could be this year. They're very not big on the details when it comes to that. They're definitely looking into it. And I have a feeling that they will do it at some point this year. And once that happens, you're going to see Bitcoin just go through the roof. You're never going to see a bullish momentum, a bull run like we're going to have in that day. When you have the federal government, whether it's the Treasury or whether it's the Federal Reserve, investing and holding in Bitcoin. Holding Bitcoin and balance sheets, like it's doing with other assets. That is a major explosion. That's major bullish momentum for the Bitcoin markets, in my opinion. When that transpires, when that happens. So my personal opinion, I believe, is going to be part of the U.S. Investment wealth fund. I believe President Trump is setting one up. And I think Saudi Arabia also did the same thing. They invest like $200 billion in this big fund and just invest in, a whole bunch of industries and countries. They make money and they bring it back to the state or to the country that initiated that. So we're finally doing that. The U.S. is going to have a wealth investment fund, which I found very interesting. We've never done that before, but we're definitely going to do that. And I can see no better asset to add in there but Bitcoin. That's just my personal opinion. That's my humble opinion, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if Trump does that, or let's see if it's the U.S. Treasury or the Federal Reserve or some other federal agency. But a Bitcoin strategic reserve is definitely something that the country needs. It'd be great for Bitcoin. It'd be great for the United States. It'd be great for the arms race. It'd just be great all around. So let's see. I'm gonna keep you guys updated, and we're gonna see when this actually transpires. So thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I see you on the next one. Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Ashton Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here and next. Leave a positive like and comment or two. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. New content coming there real soon, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to jump right into this one. And it's kind of self-explanatory. This is kind of like a clickbait kind of title. Will Bitcoin hit a new all-time high? And everybody watching this video who's in the Bitcoin community, who's a Bitcoin bull, who's a Bitcoin fan, we all know that Bitcoin's going to hit a new all-time high. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm really talking about, will Bitcoin hit a new all-time high this year, 2025? Will it? So we already hit it earlier this year, I believe. I got to double check. But I believe we already hit it this year. I believe the all-time high is around 108K, right? So with President Trump doing all these things, executive orders, releasing a lot of things, we're definitely going to, in my opinion, we're definitely going to get there this year. Now, there's some headwinds to, pay close attention to, but I believe if they're under control, with all the adoption, with all the FOMO that's happening, we definitely can reach that target. We definitely have bullish momentum on our side, ladies and gentlemen. State governments, the federal government, foreign governments are all instituting bills and all investing in Bitcoin, hollering Bitcoin, going to set up Bitcoin strategic reserves. Certain states are going to do that. We're definitely in a golden age of Bitcoin. I've been saying this in my videos recently because we really are in the golden age of Bitcoin. And we have this arms race that's happening as everybody's competing in it. And so far, I have to make another video about this actually, because in my opinion, BlackRock has just been killing it. They've been dominating the Bitcoin arms race. Everybody's catching up. Don't get me wrong, but they have the most Bitcoin. They've been dominating. They are everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. They are everywhere. So with this in mind, will we get to a new all-time high this year? Definitely. We're definitely going to get there. There's no doubt in my mind that we achieved that. So pay close attention to all the breaking news that's happening, because breaking news is it's happening every day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm keeping up. I'm trying to keep up, and I will always update you, ladies and gentlemen, about this breaking news that are happening. But just keep watching this channel, and you be the best informed Bitcoin community that you possibly could be. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this, and I see you on the next one, my friends. Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Ashton Jr. I'm back with another video here. Don't forget to follow me here on next. Leave a positive like and comment or two, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We got new content coming there very soon, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. We've been back. We've been out for the last couple of weeks with a cold, but we're slowly wrenching back up into form, and we're back with this another important video here, ladies and gentlemen. The hacking of Bybit. And, this is another important video. Whenever it affects, retail investors, just the regular folks out there, I'm always more attuned to follow it and more attuned to, be concerned about it, because I don't want regular folks out there being taken advantage of and being hurt and stuff like that. So this is another unfortunate incident. If you've been following the news over the last 24 hours, Bybit, they've been hacked. They lost about $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum and possibly other assets, if you ask me, because the way that the CEO and the companies and the PR that they've been sending out there, this is very devastating to them. This is a very bad hack, and it's definitely going to affect everybody who do transactions on this exchange, in my opinion. Now, we all know that security breaches can happen to any exchanges. Hell, it even happens to, Fortune 500 companies and banks. So this is not a new phenomenon. It happens. And a mid-sized, exchange like Bybit is not a major exchange, ladies and gentlemen. It's not Coinbase. It's not Gemini. It's not Crypto.com. It's not Binance. So this is a mid-tier to small exchange, and this is a big hit for them. $1.4 billion they lost. This is a big hit, and I imagine that, and the CEO came out with this today, that he's taking loans to make sure that business continue to keep going up. They're saying the right things. The PR is saying the right things, that they'll solve it, that they're not going to have any issues with bank runs or stuff like that. But you can tell that, the CEO is definitely nervous. He's in a bind here, because once the retail investors, and once anybody, no matter what business it is, once you lose confidence in the institution playing with your money and your assets, pretty much that's game over. As FTX about that. Once you lose money and confidence with that your assets are not going to be protected, then you're kind of in a bad way there. So if you use this particular exchange, you're going to be affected. That's just the nature of the game here. But I also want to take this time just to say it again, and I probably made about a dozen videos on this about self-custody, ladies and gentlemen. No matter what exchange you use, whether it's Coinbase or Binance or a small tier, exchange, never leave your assets on these exchanges. Because once you do that, it is not your money anymore. It's their money. And these exchanges do not have the best security protocols. Just saying it plain out. They really don't. Criminals, they target these exchanges. These are digital banks. These exchanges hold cash, they hold Bitcoin, they hold Ethereum, they hold all kind of crypto assets. They hold stable coins. This is a digital bank, ladies and gentlemen. Do not leave your assets in these exchanges, because you're taking all the risks and you're not getting any of the rewards, in my opinion. Get you a digital cold wallet, or get you some kind of nano ledger, a physical cold storage wallet, something that you have control over. And even if it's a digital cold wallet like a Coinbase wallet or something like that, that is off the internet. You have physical keys to that. That's something that you control. It's safe. You don't want to leave your assets on exchanges. I just don't understand that for the life of me, why people do that. And if you're like a trader, then I understand you constantly got to have capital on there. But, limit how much you have on there. Don't leave all your assets on these exchanges, because things like this can happen, unfortunately. I'm definitely going to keep you guys updated on this. And, this is just a bad situation overall. I feel for the people who lost money. Hopefully this could be a learning lesson. Don't leave your money on exchanges, ladies and gentlemen. Self-custody. So thanks for watching. I'll update you guys later. And I see you on the next one, my friends. Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Jackson Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on that. Leave a positive like, a comment or two. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Big content coming there real soon, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I've been thinking about making this video for more than a week now. And I just wanted to think about it and get my thoughts in order, because this is not a easy situation or an easy topic to talk about in the Bitcoin community. So the Trump meme coin, that's been happening for like over a week. I think if it was released right before his inauguration or maybe after his inauguration, I'm not 100% sure. But it's been taking off like gangbusters. And a lot of people in the Bitcoin community that I see, they're very upset about this. Just in nature, most Bitcoiners, they're very anti, other tokens other than Bitcoin. Especially meme tokens. I mean, most of us, we believe that these things should not exist. We believe that meme tokens have no purpose. I mean, as a Bitcoiner, a hardcore Bitcoiner, you appreciate value and you appreciate utility. And Bitcoin has all that. But some of these meme tokens, although they are valuable, but there's no purpose behind their value, which is why it makes a lot of Bitcoiners upset. They think they all should be gone. They think they all should be banned. They think 99% of all other cryptos are just, BS. That, they're shit coins. They shouldn't be on the market. Now, there's some cryptos out there that has a reason for being, whether we want to admit it or not. Ethereum, in my opinion, is not a shit coin. Cardano, probably not a shit coin. Solana used to be bad tech. But now it looks like, there's something going on there. So me as a Bitcoiner, I could, appreciate other cryptos that bring value. But none of these cryptos will ever be as big as Bitcoin or even be more important or to overtake Bitcoin, in my opinion. That's why I'm secure in saying that. I can recognize other cryptos' value without being scared or being worried that it's going to overtake Bitcoin, because that's never going to happen. What I'm seeing right now, ladies and gentlemen, let me be straightforward and clear with you guys. That's most likely never going to happen. There's too much institution adoption behind Bitcoin, too much money behind Bitcoin, too much reasons for it to succeed behind Bitcoin. But just because all those cases are true, that doesn't mean that other cryptos cannot survive or even thrive in this environment. And I'm not a hater in that sense. If you invested another, these meme coins like the Trump coin, or you adopted what's the other one, Doge coins or Shiba Inu, Pepe or whatever it is, then if you do well, good for you. You do well, you make money. I'm happy for you in that sense. But those coins are a lot more riskier. So everybody, especially in the Bitcoin community, we hate rug pulls. Rug pulls. We hate rug pulls, and these coins often, mostly than not, end up being a rug pull at the end of the day. So I'm not gonna, for all the people who's watching these videos who are investing in these cryptos, I'm not gonna beat you down and tear you down. I'm just saying, just do your research and be careful with your money at the end of the day, because that's what's all come down to. I want you guys to make money. I want you guys to succeed. I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to take care of your families. I want you guys to invest in Bitcoin, obviously. Not financial advice, just my opinion. You would do very well if you could afford to do that. But these other cryptos, they're a lot more riskier. But sometimes big risk, big reward. So I'm not going to be upset if you guys do that also. So Trump, as a businessman, created this meme token, and he made look like he's worth more than $58 billion now. So as a businessman, it's working out for him. And as a Bitcoin, I can appreciate everything the president has done for the Bitcoin community with these executive orders. So I'm willing to give the president a pass on this one, because I know he's in his heart, he cares about our community, he cares about the United States, he cares about making money, but he's not a Bitcoiner at heart. He's a businessman. So we have to recognize that also. But you guys have any thoughts? Let me know, Bitcoin community. Let me know in the comments. Like this video, follow me, and let's hash this out. So thank you guys for watching. It's been interesting. As you can see, I'm still getting my thoughts on this. I'm still not 100% sure, about this whole issue about meme coins, but we're getting there. So thank you guys for watching. I see you on the next one, my friends. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Hassan Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on that. Leave a positive like and comment or two. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Big content coming there real soon. I'm getting on there, ladies and gentlemen, so don't forget to subscribe. And we're going to jump into this video, because this is another important video. And say what you want about President Trump, but he's anything but boring. This man, especially as a Bitcoin content creator, this man is giving me tons and tons of content to talk about, because he is breaking news daily. That's what he do. He break news. So yesterday was no exception at all, ladies and gentlemen. So yesterday the president signed a couple of executive orders. The first one was, I think he rescind a Biden administration executive order SB 121, which is pretty much an affirmative that constrains banks from holding Bitcoin and digital assets. So it stops banks, it outlaws them from holding digital assets of Bitcoin and etc. And that is a big one, because now this constrains the bank. This opened the banks up with their capital, with their trillions and trillions of dollars in assets, to hold Bitcoin to their balance sheets and hold other digital assets to their balance sheets, which is something that they always wanted to do, but they just couldn't. So that is another big one. And the other executive order was, look like the president is setting up a exploration or some kind of crypto committee to explore into Bitcoin and digital assets, particularly as a Bitcoin strategic reserve. So that is big news, and I hope they go through with that, because there's nothing that the country needs more than more Bitcoin. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? This is a Bitcoin arms race at this point. Everybody wants it. Foreign nations wants it. Banks wants it. BlackRock wants it. Wall Street wants it. Everybody, retail investors want it. Everybody's competing for the small set of Bitcoin that's out there on the market. So it'd be wise for the president to do this, to set up a Bitcoin strategic reserve. And if you haven't watched my video, I made a video about this a couple of days ago, so go out there and watch it. But yeah, this would be huge. It'd be big breaking news if this transpired. And I have no doubt that it probably will transpire, because let's be honest, we were all worried. At least I was. I made videos saying, if President Trump did this, if President Trump did that. And it seemed like he's fulfilling most of his promises. Everything he said he was going to do, he's doing, pertaining to Bitcoin or not Bitcoin. So, you know, that's important, because we have a Bitcoin president now. And he's standing by his word, and he's uplifted the community. And also, I don't want to forget this either. He gave a speech yesterday when he broke all this down. And he said he's going to make the United States the AI and the crypto capital of the world. And when I hear crypto, I think Bitcoin, because this is the most important crypto. It's the biggest crypto. So, I mean, that's huge. That is a big, huge dump right there. So, I mean, we are definitely in a new age of Bitcoin. And I made a video about that too. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch that too. We're definitely in the new age of Bitcoin. We're in the golden age of Bitcoin. And things are progressing smoothly, in my opinion. Things are progressing even better than I thought they would. So before I wrap this video up, I just want to say congratulations to Senator Loomis. Senator Loomis, she became the committee chairwoman for digital assets in the Senate, which is also important, because we have allies in the Senate, we have allies in the House, we have allies in the White House, we have allies in the U.S. government. So that's good for Bitcoin. It's good for all digital currencies if you invest. So yeah, I mean, President Trump is keeping his promises. Things are definitely happening in a positive way, and things look good for Bitcoin. There's no doubt that we may get to that 250K number or even more. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. I keep you posted with more breaking news, because this man is keeping me busy. There's no doubt about that. And I see you guys in the next one, my friends. Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Aston Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on Nets. Leave a positive like, a comment or two. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. New content coming there real soon, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, in case you guys didn't know, we are in a new Bitcoin golden age. There's no doubt about that. After what I've seen over the last few days and what I see coming up in the last few weeks that we've been experiencing, there's no doubt we're definitely in a new golden Bitcoin age. Bitcoin strategic reserves are being announced by multiple states, from Oklahoma to Massachusetts to California to a whole bunch of states that are announcing it. It's actually quite amazing to see that the FOMO is real. The FOMO is happening. Like I've been saying for 2 years here, guys, the Bitcoin arms race is real. Don't let anybody tell you anything differently. It is definitely real. You know, Wall Street, you know, BlackRock got his hands all up in Bitcoin. It got so much billions and billions of dollars in the ETFs, and pretty soon going to be, you know, holding Bitcoin on his balance sheets pretty soon. There's no question in my mind about that. So as Trump gets into office, and I know he's signing a whole bunch of executive orders over the last couple of days. Hopefully he get towards the Bitcoin, the crypto ones. There's only a matter of time before those guidelines that the Biden administration passed about companies and banks not holding Bitcoin on his balance sheet, that will end. We will have new, you know, regulatory framework for crypto and for Bitcoin and all this other good stuff. So, I mean, that kind of stuff is already happening. On day one, the president made true on his promises. He said he was going to do a whole bunch of executive orders. He has done them, and there's more coming. So we could be optimistic, and we could, you know, rejoice that we finally have a Bitcoin president in the White House. We never had that before, ladies and gentlemen. Now we definitely do. Bitcoin value will only continue to increase due to its scarcity, due to its volume, due to its value, due to everything, the storage of value, everything that Bitcoin represents. It was only increased, ladies and gentlemen. This is part of the FOMO. This is part of the arms race, like I always say. So it's only going to continue to increase, and we can hold true that President Trump will hold on to his promises. He's going to make this country the crypto capital of the world, the Bitcoin capital of the world. So that's that's bullish. That's definitely an optimistic thing, no doubt about that. So we are in a new golden age of Bitcoin, and I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet because I've been rambling on in my last videos. So I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet. And I appreciate you guys, and I thank you, and I see you on the next one, my friends. Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Ashton Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on that. Leave a positive like, a comment or two. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm getting on as we speak. New content coming here real soon. So don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. And I just woke up. I had to make this video. It's been on my mind for the last couple of days as the breaking news that's been breaking. And, you know, all the Trump executive orders that he's been talking about. So this video is called Bitcoin Strategic Reserve video. You know, and that's what I'm gonna name this video. So a few days ago, 2-3 days ago, Donald Trump has relayed what he's gonna do when he becomes president. He's kind of leaked a couple of things in the administration, incoming administration has leaked a couple of things about crypto executive orders and just crypto industry as a whole. He wants to make crypto a national priority. The couple of executive orders he talked about was building a crypto council in the White House. So he's going to have a list of advisors and founders around him, give them information. And if you've been watching my videos for the last 2 years, you know that's exactly what we advocate for, what I advocate for, is that the president, the SEC, they don't have nobody around them that's telling them the right things. They're just kind of winging it as they go. They just got investors, Wall Street, and business guys who don't know nothing about the industry. So it's important to have people like Michael Saylor in there and Charles Hoskinson, people who know Bitcoin, people who know the industry, to give the president the right advice and tell him, you know, how things work and how things are going to operate, stuff like that. So this is a big plus. The second executive order he says he's going to sign was, I believe it was something like reining in the SEC. He's going to rein in the SEC. The crypto enforcement is going to end. The crackdown is going to end. 2.0 under Biden is officially over when Donald Trump become president. So that's another positive thing. And the third thing is, I'm not sure this is going to be a different executive order or not. I'm going to still do more research on it. But he's been hinting that he wants to do a Bitcoin strategic reserve. You know, and as soon as this has been relayed, you start seeing over the last couple of days, nearly most of the states in the United States want to do the same things. State senators, state houses in Oklahoma trying to pass bills, houses in California introducing bills, houses in Massachusetts, you know, introducing bills. We already know Wyoming and Texas and Florida already have some stuff going on. But this is what I've been talking about, ladies and gentlemen. And you've been watching my videos, go watch my video I just revisited a couple of days ago or yesterday, I believe. Bitcoin arms race. This goes into it. This is part of the arms race I've been talking about for years now. You know, everybody, whether it's state governments, city governments, the federal government, other government, foreign governments, businesses, Wall Street, BlackRock, everybody want to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. And you're seeing FOMO you're seeing FOMO happening right now, excuse me. You're seeing a lot of FOMO happening because in a couple of days, President Trump is going to take office again. And he's made it known to the world that he wants the United States to become the crypto capital of the world, the Bitcoin capital of the world. And that's something that I could get behind. Let me tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, I could get behind that vision. No doubt about it. So if you're a company, if you're a government, state government or federal government, it makes sense to have Bitcoin on your balance sheet. It makes sense to hold Bitcoin as a store of value to protect your wealth, to protect your assets. Or if you're a company, if you're a hedge fund, if you're on Wall Street, it makes sense to have Bitcoin on your balance sheet because that's going to boost your profits. So it's just a win-win in my opinion. Everybody should be doing this. And that's what we're starting to see. So this video already went too long for me. I wanted to make a short video, but when I talk about Bitcoin, I tend to go on. So forgive me, ladies and gentlemen. There's more content coming on this, more content coming after President Trump is inaugurated, because a lot of breaking news is happening rapid fast right now. So thank you guys for watching this, and I see you on the next one, my friends. Thank you. Everybody, my name is Michael Ashton Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on Nets. Leave a positive like, a comment or two. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. New content coming there real soon, so don't forget to check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Just subscribe to it. And, Happy New Year also. Let me be the last one to wish you guys a Happy New Year. And we're going to get right into this one. Now, I teased this one in my earlier video. Now, I'm going to change the title a little bit. But this is still part 2, in my opinion. And it's all about BlackRock. And BlackRock and his ability trying to change Bitcoin's 21 million fit supply. So I'm going to call this video, Can BlackRock Change Bitcoin 21 million fit supply video. It's kind of long, but I'm going to shorten it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. About a few weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, BlackRock pretty much made a video. They made a commercial, an ad promoted Bitcoin. It was mostly positive. It was mostly good. But there was a little thing at the end when they put Bitcoin, listing all the positives, all the good things about Bitcoin. And they put 21 million, fit supply in quotations and a question mark. And that had people in the community thinking that maybe BlackRock is trying to change the supply of Bitcoin, which would be very difficult to do, but not impossible to do. And I'm going to explain why. But before I go into that one, a little history lesson. We've been through this before, ladies and gentlemen. Back in 2015 to 2017, we've been through this before. And let me tell you what happened then. So Bitcoin miners, developers, and exchanges all fought for how much information, how much data they could put inside a Bitcoin block. And this led to the block war, as they call it. And it was very, we still feeling the effects of it today. So they fought over control of the block. They fought over control of the protocols and the rules of Bitcoin. And the big blockers pretty much lost the war. So you see the big hard fork, you see the whole thing split up into 2. And that's what became Bitcoin Cash. That's what that ultimately became. In 2017, everybody knew there was a hard fork, and that's what happened. But, the small blocks won the war. So the developers who won the small blocks kept it as close as Satoshi's vision as possible, in my opinion. And they won the war, and this is the Bitcoin that we enjoy today. The 21 million fit supply, the whole blockchain, the whole thing about the miners and stuff like that, the halving, the sort of protocols that we have today. That's things that they follow over. The protocols and the rules of Bitcoin going forward. So the big blockers lost the war, the small blockers won the war. And that's how we live under the rules and the protocols of Bitcoin policy today. Now, Bitcoin 21 million fit supply is something that all Bitcoiners agree on. Whether they're maximists, whether they agree with other cryptos or whatnot. But one thing that we all agree on is the 21 million fit supply. It is essential to Bitcoin's survival that this does not get changed. Because the moment it happens, Bitcoin loses most of its value. That's what separates it from all the other, I don't want to talk bad about the other coins, but the other coins with a whole bunch of supply, Dogecoin and stuff like that. Don't kill me, okay, guys, but Dogecoin with quadrillion coins out there and stuff like that. Pretty much it became as a meme stock. We don't want Bitcoin to become that. We want Bitcoin to be recognized for its value. And scarcity is extremely important to the Bitcoin protocol, to the Bitcoin community. It's valuable because it's scarce. The US dollar is a perfect example. It isn't scarce. The government continued to print US dollars at mayhem. And it lost 99% of its value over the last, 70 or 80 years. Bitcoin value is due to its scarcity. And that 21 million fit supply is extremely important to the community. And they will fight BlackRock to the death over this. And BlackRock trying to change that. And I think BlackRock knows that. So I'm going to calm down. Community, calm down. BlackRock isn't stupid enough to do that. At the end of the day, they're very greedy people. They want to make money. They have $55 billion invested in the ETS through Bitcoin. So they want to make money. They do this, they lose money, they destroy Bitcoin. I don't think they're going to do that. So let's calm down, but let's keep a close eye on them too. We're going to watch them. We're going to watch them. And, we're going to keep a close eye on them. But let's calm down. The 21 million supply is not going to change anytime soon. So this is one of my longer videos. I have to make it long because this is an extremely important topic, and we got to keep close eyes on them, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for watching, and I see you guys on the next one. Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Hassan Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me on X, leave a positive like and comment or two. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. New content coming there real soon. I've been pumping that up for months now. I'm going to get on it, so just check it out, subscribe. New content coming there real soon, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so, and by the way, Happy New Year. We're in 2025 now. Happy New Year. Hopefully you guys have a safe and a healthy New Year. And we're going to get into this video. And it's a very interesting title I created for this video. The title of this video is called, Does BlackRock Has Too Much Control of Bitcoin? And it's a very interesting title. First, before I get into it, I'm going to start with a story. I made a video about 2 years ago. And by then, nobody didn't really watch it or anything like that. But I made a video in the dumps of the crypto winter after the whole Sam Bankman-Fried fiasco, after interest rates were being ratcheted up, everybody was losing their shirts, everybody was upset, everybody was in the poorhouse. And I said 2 years ago, for the Bitcoin community, if we want these high prices that we know Bitcoin could get to, but it's going to take a little bit of help. If we want these high prices, if we want the ETFs to be approved, if we want major mainstream adoption, then we're going to lose a sense of the community. We're going to lose a sense of what Bitcoin represents to the grassroots, to the early developers, to everybody. You know, because once you let Wall Street in, it's never going to be the same. Yes, Wall Street is going to pump that thing up. They're going to manipulate Bitcoin. They're going to make as much money as they can from it. They want to control it. That's what Wall Street wants to do. When I say Wall Street, you know, investment banks, you know, Federal Reserve, they all included. They're all the same to me. But when I really think about Wall Street, I think about the most powerful corporation in the world, which is BlackRock. BlackRock owns every major piece of corporation on earth. Every major Fortune 500 company, they have major stocks and major shares in. You know, BlackRock controls the world, in my opinion. So, once you allow that happen, you allow the institutional money to come in. It's good. The prices went up. A lot of people made a lot of money. I'm sure Michael Saylor is happy. He's worth multi-billions of dollars now. But, you know, we lose a sense of what it was. We lose a sense. It's not the same anymore. And it's kind of hard to put into words, but, you know, it's definitely mainstream now. That's a good thing in my opinion. And a lot of people may not be upset with it. So if you're not upset with it, hear what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But what I'm saying is it would never be the same as it was before. That's what I'm saying. So in my opinion, BlackRock was always going to be the winner of the Bitcoin arms race because they have $9 trillion in assets. They could literally just buy more than anybody on earth. You know, they have the connections, they have the money, and whatever they want, pretty much they're going to get. They wanted the ETFs. They pushed for the ETFs. And Gary Gensler, give him credit, he did his best to try to deny it. But as soon as BlackRock said there's going to be ETF, guess what? There was a Bitcoin ETF, guys. So that lets you know how powerful these guys really are. Now, I'm going to make another video on something that happened 2 weeks ago with BlackRock. You know, everybody talk about that commercial. I've been so busy I haven't been able to make a video about it, but I'm going to. This is going to be my next video after this one. But they put in question Bitcoin 21 cap. The 21 supply, the fifth supply that makes Bitcoin valuable. They put in question. Maybe that's not so set in stone according to BlackRock. Maybe they may want more Bitcoin than 21 million. So I'm going to tease that. That's a little tease right there. I'm going to make another video, and my next video is going to be exactly on that. And that would drive all the Bitcoiners crazy if they even tried to destroy Bitcoin 21 million fixed cap supply. because that's what gives Bitcoin its value, in my opinion. So that's coming up next, guys. But for sure, BlackRock is a very powerful entity, and they do control Bitcoin right now. There's no doubt about that. Thank you guys for watching. Watch the next video. I'm gonna call it part 2, and I see you guys in the next one, my friends. Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Michael Hassan Jr. I'm back with another Bitcoin video. Don't forget to follow me here on Nets. Leave a positive like, a comment or two. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're always putting new work there, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget to do that. And we're going to jump right into this one. And this video is called, Will Bitcoin Dominate the World? And I love titles like this. It's definitely a clickbait kind of thing, but it's important for us to acknowledge that the trajectory that Bitcoin is going, the growth that is going, it definitely has all the potential in the world to change the world and to change how the way we live. So the answer to that question, in my opinion, the answer is yes. Because we will get to a time where major corporations, most banks, most countries, and a majority of people, even if they cannot even own a whole percent of a Bitcoin, a whole coin of Bitcoin, but they're going to hold some kind of percentage of a Bitcoin. We will get to a majority time when all those things are in sync. And there's no doubt that Bitcoin dominance in our personal lives will continue to happen. It will become an inevitability, in my opinion. So let's look at the first two things, right? As far as the banks getting in via the ETFs. Now, they're going to get into also, they're going to have their own Bitcoin treasuries. Like I said, they're going to slow walk it. They're going to wait. They still want to get good deals on Bitcoin. So I have to be wary of the banks. I'm always wary of the banks. I don't trust them. But definitely in the ETFs, they hold majority shares of Bitcoin in their ETFs. And then we have companies, right? Corporations, financial institutions, big giants, you know, BlackRock, Tesla, MicroStrategies, right? We also have GameStop just got into the race. We got Trump media companies. All these companies are holding Bitcoin reserves, Bitcoin treasuries, right? And then we have on a state level, with different states are also starting to invest, starting to open their own Bitcoin reserves and Bitcoin treasuries. And you're going to have other countries. We already have other countries, right? We have El Salvador that's been doing this for a while now. And we're going to have other countries in Europe, other countries in Asia, countries worldwide that continue to keep this going, keep the adoption going, because they don't want to miss out on the Bitcoin's arms race, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it all comes down to. It all comes down to control and power. And you don't want to be the one that has less power than anybody else. I mean, we're all human beings. That's what we've been doing for hundreds of thousands of years. So it just makes common sense to me, right? That everybody would want to get into the arms race. Nobody don't want to be at a disadvantage when it comes to Bitcoin. So we continue to see the arms race, and as time goes on, there's no doubt that the dominance of Bitcoin is going to be quite apparent to everyone. And that's just the way that things are going to be in the future. So I'm looking forward towards a future that's dominated by Bitcoin. That's just me personally. But, you know, let me know what you guys think. So I'm going to wrap it on that one. I think that we're definitely going headed in the right direction. And I absolutely believe that Bitcoin will dominate the world in our lifetimes. And I will be glad to see it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And I see you on the next one, my friend.